Yeah, but there was a couple stories I want to piggyback on that I really didn't get to last week or this week. One was about this this case that I brought up real briefly. This guy named Joe Carlini. So just to give a backstory, right in the middle of my divorce, all of a sudden I'm getting sued by this guy Joe Carlini, who said that he got my email from a friend of mine. He sent me an email that had a script and I guess a movie idea for What Men Want, which if people remember What Men Want, that was a remake of What Women Want from Mel Gibson back in like the early 90s, late 80s. And Taraji starred in it. Will Packer produced. It was a Paramount movie. The only reason I remember that movie is because I auditioned for it. I auditioned for like 4 different roles and didn't get any of them. And then I remember Will called me and goes, yeah, man, the director doesn't feel like you're right for any of the parts. And then when I saw the movie, I go, oh my God, there were so many white dudes that had like small parts. And I was like, but it's neither here nor there. That's why I remember that movie so much, because I remember I auditioned for 4 different roles. So then this guy sues me. He says, long story short, he gave me a movie. I read the email. I must have told this email and gave this script to Will Packer. So he then made it a movie, and this Joe Carlini wanted compensation for quote unquote stealing his idea. And my thing was, how did I get in this? I wasn't in the movie. I was not a producer. It was not a created by. I got no monetization. I made no money off this movie. I'm not affiliated with it in any way possible other than I auditioned for it. And so the fact that he sues me, and at the end of the day, completely innocent, I was vindicated. The problem is, and this is the problem with, the judicial system when it comes to this type of stuff, I still lost because it cost me $110,000 to fight this case over 2.5 years. And this is all in the middle of my divorce. So not only am I fighting my divorce, got attorney fees coming in, I got attorney fees coming in from this frivolous lawsuit. And I remember I didn't want to talk about it so bad. And then my lawyers was like, nope, not until it's completely thrown out. You don't want to say anything. You don't want anybody coming after you or nothing. So now that it's completely done, case is thrown out, I am completely vindicated. Now I can talk about it. So Joe Carlini, let me say his name again. Just be careful around this guy. And the sad part is, like, Will was named in it, Will Packer, Paramount, but they got big lawyers that can fight their case for them. And I'm sure Paramount fought for Will, but I couldn't even bring up the Will. I saw Will back in I've seen him like 2-3 times since this cases came up, and I never brought it up because you're listening to your attorneys. They're like, don't bring it up to Will. Don't say nothing because you don't want anything to come back in court that you two conspired and said anything. So I'm going, all right. But sometimes I wonder, if I would have just ignored it, would it have just gone away? Or would I have really lost money in this? Because I don't know how. You're going the advice off your lawyer. I have an entertainment attorney. So then he got me in contact with a law firm that could fight this for me. And at the end of the day, they did their job. It's just I'm the one out. I'm like, so now we got to go to Paramount and ask, which I doubt's going to happen. Hey, can you help me out? Can you reimburse me for this frivolous, I can't even say the word right, frivolous lawsuit that I had nothing to do with? And we got a forensic person to go through my emails, and I said this wrong on Shannon's show. They couldn't even find the email. They went through every email I ever sent. And this guy said he sent it in 2015. I remember an email from 2015. And I was just like, that's the biggest problem I got with the judicial system was there's no validity to this guy's case. There's just nothing. He just threw my name out there thinking, I don't know, he probably thought I wouldn't fight it or it would go away or he could have got a little money out of me. I don't know why my name got thrown in this. And it's just a sad state that we got people out there that could just throw your name out with absolutely no validity to it. And at the end, I got to fight it. Yeah. So I don't have no problem telling him how much money I spent. $110,000 in attorney fees over 2.5 years. Because every time he would lose, he'd appeal. He'd come back and appeal it, and then the judge throw that out. But you got to realize every time he appeals, it costs me money because then my lawyers got to actually go back to court and fight the appeal. So they'd be like, yeah, they can't find anything. You're good. And they'd be like, he's appealing it. I'd be like, oh, you got to be shitting me. Because every time he appeals, I'm fucked. I was like, so every time this guy, Joe Curley, would appeal something, like, I would call my manager, I go, she's like, that's good, though. You're fine. And I was like, yeah, but you don't realize. Now my attorney's got to send emails and make phone calls and file these different papers. And I'm getting charged the whole time. You say hi to an attorney, it's $100. Hey, how's it going? What are you doing for lunch? $100. So that's the problem with these lawsuits, man. I'm like, God. And the fact that I'm not even in the movie. That's the part that kills me. And I auditioned for it. I was like, no executive producer credit? No nothing? There's absolutely not one shred of paperwork that says I'm a part of this movie. I sent something to Will or Paramount or anybody else. There's nothing. A forensic email person, the person that's their job is to find shit in your emails, could not find this email. Had no proof that I opened it, sent it. It got sent to me. Absolutely nothing. Couldn't even find it. It's basically this guy just said, yeah, I emailed Gary. I gave him the idea. He sent it to Will Packer, who sent it to Paramount, and that's how the movie got made. It's like he's in a bar telling that story, and I'm out. I was like, it burns my ass. So now I can talk about it. So yeah, be careful of that guy. I want to cuss him out, but I still want to hold out a little hope that I'll be able to get reimbursed. Paramount Pictures, can you help me out a little bit? Something. So we'll see what happens.